So let's take a look here as we look at the S&P 500. What we had expected was that it would get down to approximately, now I did this recording with about an hour and a half to go on Friday, and I thought it would get down to about in the beginning of the week, beginning to the middle of the week on the S&P 500, 2334. And I said if it broke below 2322, that would be a really bad scenario, and I didn't think that was going to happen. Well, it turns out that it exactly came down and tested the number I was looking at right on the close on Friday, right after I did this show, and then danced around it a little bit at the end of last week and then turned up. We thought it would be soft into the middle of the week and then rally, and that is pretty much exactly what we got in the market. So we're going to call that a good call for the stock market during the week. So you can see in here the patterns that we're looking at. So these are very important. You see the 20-day low here, a 17-day low here, a 20-day low here. You can see that. That's these patterns right in here. And those are generally made up of, half patterns. And you can see that right in here. The half patterns run around 9 or 10 days. This gets a little confusing here this week because we got this big Thursday rally. Let's get a little closer look right here. And that puts in question whether or not this whole pattern is completed. It probably is, but we have this this French election coming out. There could be a pretty good big move overnight on Sunday or Monday. And if Marine Le Pen looks like she's really strong, then the euro currency is going to get clobbered. And that could scare the European markets and send our markets down. So we're actually looking for this week to be in, we're going to call it a range. Now, the range right up here, this kind of high around the 2360 area, and this support area of this low right around the 2328 to 2334 area right there. So we're going to look for that range in there to kind of hold this week. If we get some really bad news Monday morning and we get the big break, then I don't think that decline will stay down very long, and I think it would move back up. That's this pattern right in here. Right now we're believing that it kind of made an early low in here and is starting to move up. So it's kind of ambiguous. We seem to be getting pressure from both sides. In other words, the supports in here lifting up, and then this pattern starting to lift up here. And overall, this downward trend that we're looking at right in here holding it. So that's why we think it's going to be kind of a tight range this week, not giving us a lot. But overall, if we have to talk about the risks, we think the risks are to the downside because we think we're getting into that corrective period. So below 2328, and it's a warning. And below 2322, this minor support level right there, which is that last low, that is bad. If we get underneath that level right over there, that support, that's going to be ugly, and it's going to have a really bad message in there. So we're going to be watching that carefully. We're going to call a range-bound week in here. And that being, if that is true, then it's overall going to be much more of a negative scenario going forward. So I could probably now, when I think about that, make the odds that it's like that would be 2-to-1, that the odds are that overall the risk is to the downside because we look like we can get some modest upside move. But if it breaks down underneath that level, it's really significant. So modest up, significant down is really where this market looks. And we're going to start to think that if we can't make any significant upside past that 2360 number in the S&P 500 early on in the week, if everything is okay and we don't get a big crack from the French election, then we're going to even be more sure that this commodity weakness that we're looking at is meaningful, and that there's something out there that nobody really knows that's causing this underlying weakness in so many markets that we think is going to bleed over into the stock market. Hope you found that piece that we did interesting on the three peaks and the domed house. Always want to get your comments and make sure on YouTube that you click a thumbs up. Hope you love the show, and we're always wishing you great trading.